I want him to come here and just talk to you guys, because this guy is just one of the most compelling people I've ever heard. This talk is going to give to you is much bigger than your brain. It's about your whole spiritual being as a person and how everything's connected. And he's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful human being first. That's where it all starts, okay? And he's an incredible agent of change, and he really, in my opinion, is going to become an amazing, amazing friend to all of us here at Nerium. So welcome to the stage, our new friend, future great friend, partner here at Nerium, Mr. Dr. Amen, okay? Thank you, Daniel Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. So I hope you feel like that in 20 minutes. So the first thing I want you to do is get out your phone and text your name and email to this number. And the reason for that is I'm going to send you my 111 slides. And I'll send you some more information about us, but I don't want you taking notes. I want you paying attention to me. Because if you do, I promise you, I'll change your life. No one cares about their brain. Isn't that crazy? Because you can't see it. You can see the wrinkles on your skin or the fat around your belly, and you can do something when you're unhappy with it. But because virtually no one ever looks at their brain, no one knows that it could be in trouble. And it could be in trouble, but you could do something about it. But if you don't know, you don't do anything. So, let me start this part of the story in 2010. It's August 2010. I had just finished my second book on the connection between physical health and mental health. As Jess said, I'm a psychiatrist. And I was so excited because I'd finished the book. I looked to my wife, Tana, and I said, let's go to church. And so we grabbed our daughter, Chloe, who at the time was 6, and we went to a church near our home in Newport Beach. And I said, Tana, why don't you drop Chloe off at Children's Church? I'll go save us seats. And as I walked toward the sanctuary, I saw hundreds of donuts for sale for charity. Now, I've been going to church since I was 3 years old. The donuts have always been there. But today, they pissed me off. And then right around the corner was bacon and sausage cooking on the grill. And I'm like, really? And as I walked into the sanctuary, they were cooking hundreds of hot dogs for after church. And so I'm walking in and I'm not in a spiritual frame of mind. I'm irritated. And then as I sat down, the minister started talking about the ice cream festival they had the night before. And now I'm crazy mad. And my wife finds me in church, and she found me typing on my phone. And she gave me that look that only your wife can give you. You're going to hell. Don't you know you're going to hell? Put that thing away. And so I showed her what I was typing. Go to church and get donuts, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and ice cream. They have no idea they are sending people to heaven early. Save them, then kill them. This is not the plan. And so you'll find I'm a very passionate person, and I'm furious. And I said a prayer that day in church. I have no idea what the pastor said, not one. I prayed that God would use me to change the culture of food at church. And I'm thinking to myself, that is just the dumbest prayer. Why would a psychiatrist who spends his day looking at people's brains be praying for that? Because I love you. I care about you. Food is medicine or food is poison. And no lie, 2 weeks later, I got a call from Rick Warren. So some of you might know Pastor Warren. He's the author of The Purpose-Driven Life, our generation's best-selling nonfiction book, 36 million copies worldwide. And he's the senior pastor at Saddleback Church. They have 12 campuses around the world. And he's like, Dr. Amen, I'm fat. My church is fat. Will you help me? And I'm like, oh my God, God was paying attention. I mean, have you ever prayed something and you were really serious and then something incredible happened? And so I'm on the phone with him and I'm like, you had me from hello? I mean, what are you going to say at that point? I'm busy? So together with my friend Mark Hyman and Mehmet Oz, we created a program for Saddleback called the Daniel Plan. It's not named after me, although I don't always correct people when they ask me that question. It's named after the prophet in the Old Testament who wouldn't eat the king's bad food. And he said, just test me. 10 days, let me drink water and eat vegetables and see if I'm not as healthy as the other ones. And in fact, he was healthier. And it's really a great story, great opening to the book of Daniel. So what we did is it's based on 5 pillars. Faith, which is why do you care? And I'm going to finish my talk today with why do you care? And I'm going to tell you why I care. But you have to know the answer to that question. Why are you on the planet? What is your deepest sense of meaning and purpose? Because if you don't know, you won't be well. You have to know why you're here. I know why I'm here. I want you to know that too. And then it was food, because food is medicine or it's poison. It's fitness. I mean, one of really the fastest ways to get healthy is start walking. Head-to-head studies. Walking like you're late, 45 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week, is equally effective to antidepressant medication for major depression. And there's no side effects. Right? At the end of 12 weeks of an antidepressant, you may be feeling better. You may, in fact, be feeling worse. But they often decrease your libido and your ability to have an orgasm. And I think that's a bad thing. At the end of 12 weeks of walking, you're actually sexier. Focus, that's the part I wrote. It's about brain health and not believing every stupid thought you have. We'll talk about that. And friends, we get better together, or we get sick together. Do you know they've done these really amazing longevity studies that the quality of your friendships and their health determine your longevity? So if you hang out with sick people, you are likely to die earlier. So I always say, if you really want to get healthy, find the healthiest person you can stand and then spend as much time around him or her as possible. But this talk is called the Brain Warrior's Way because I want to recruit millions of brain warriors, people who are serious about their health. I'm a huge fan of EHT, and you'll find out why. But EHT with a lousy lifestyle is not nearly as effective as if you put the right habits in your life. So you have to ask yourself, do I just want to make money or do I want to change lives? And I'm a huge fan of both for you. All right, so we launched this program. It was January 15th, 2011. The first week, 15,000 people signed up. I'm like, this is going to be fun. The results were spectacular. Let's see. Participants lost over 250,000 pounds the first year. That's as much as the space shuttle. They reported better energy, focus, creativity, sleep, mood, reductions in stress, blood pressure, blood sugar, sexual dysfunction. My wife says, you always have to put that in there, don't you? And they went off many of their medications. This is powerful. But you have to be a warrior. And the reason I use that term is, let's just be really honest with each other. You're in a war for the health of your brain. Everywhere you go, someone is trying to make money by enticing you with bad food that will kill you early. Everywhere you go. I took a first class plane ticket here. So I'm in first class and they come by with the nuts. Do you want the nuts? No, thank you. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. Here's this food that's not very healthy. Would you like it? No, thank you. How about ice cream? No. Are you sure you don't want ice cream? No. Are you sure? What part of no are you having trouble with? And then if you just think of the food on the way to the airport, and then when you get to the hotel, I mean, almost everywhere you go, someone is trying, and I didn't say anything about the food around the perimeter here. I didn't say it. I promised myself I won't say it. And these companies hire food scientists to hook your brain to want more of things that hurt you. How is that? Oh, weapons of mass destruction. Food-like substances, highly processed, pesticide sprayed. So why don't you want pesticides on your food? I mean, you obviously don't want bugs on your food. But what you don't know is that you have 100 trillion bugs in your intestinal tract. And they're your friends. They're making neurotransmitters that help your brain work. They help you digest your food. So when you eat pesticide-laden foods, it's killing the good bugs in your body. That's why you don't want foods with pesticides. Interesting, huh? Okay. All right. These same companies, they know how to hook your pleasure centers. So you know in real life, this beautiful woman is never eating this burger. Because she, in fact, would not be a beautiful woman anymore. But if you just think of all the Carl's Jr. commercials, right? So you're connecting sexuality with something that's going to hurt you. They know that. They plan that. Some companies like Open Happiness, I'm like, why don't we tell the truth? Open death, News channels pour toxic images into our minds and make us see fear and disaster around every corner. Jeff actually talks about that. that we're hardwired for negativity. Well, they know that, and it just gets poured down our minds repeatedly. You have to protect yourself from that. Tech companies create addictive gadgets that hook our attention and distract us from our loved ones. Did you know? So Microsoft did this study. It was so stinking interesting. So 2000, our attention span as human beings was 12 seconds. So they did a recent study that showed our attention span is now 8 seconds, where a goldfish has attention span of 9 seconds. Turn it off. You won't be able to think. You're in a war for the health of your brain and your body.